Okay, hey everybody, welcome to Brown Thumb Nursery. I'm Rob, and I'm here today. It is towards the end of October, like the 24th of October, and we're going to go back in time to September 18th when I did some work on some elderberries. So I did some propagation, potting up some plants, and also cuttings and propagating them, and we're going to go and show you those clips of what I did there, and then at the end we're going to take you and show you the update of how they look today. So anyhow, enjoy. Okay, so we're over here working on this area, getting ready for this raised bed that we're going to put a silage tarp all over this area to kill off the vegetation. And I've got some my elderberry plants that are in pots. Let me show you one here. So I got my you can see the roots were growing down into the ground there in here. But anyhow, I got, I think, 11. I had 12 and one of them died. So I got some of these where my elderberry plants are at in pots, but I'm gonna be planting them over on the other side, over there by the road there. Man, got an itch. So anyhow, so I got to get these out of the way so we can put our silage tarp in. And I think what I need to do is, since I'm pulling them up and breaking off the roots, that's going to make it difficult for it to feed all of this growth up here. So I'm going to take and trim them back, trim a lot of this back here. They're really good, healthy plants, but it's because they've rooted down into the ground. And so I'll probably need to pot these up bigger. I don't know if I'll do that today. What I'm going to do today is trim them back so that what roots they have left is going to be able to sustain that. And then, of course, whatever I cut off of here, I will propagate as cuttings. And that's probably mostly what I'll show you, is me propagating these in the propagation frame over there. And then we can follow up down the road and see how they do. Here we go. Looks like that one didn't make it. Big difference when they go down into the ground. It's a big difference on how much they're doing. Look how good they do. So definitely, you can tell you got to get these things in the ground. See that one didn't root through down into the ground, and we've just got a puny little plant there. I mean, it's healthy, doing okay, but they do better when they get in the ground. Look at that. So you can see I broke off some of the really big roots, but I was able to save that good one there. But look at how big that got, because it rooted in so good. So now, of course, I'm going to cut this all back and do cuttings of this, and then in probably after things go dormant, I'm going to plant them out where they go in the out in the landscape there. But yeah, that's a good one right there, man. And these all started, I ordered these and bought these from as rooted cuttings. So they were just little, barely had any roots on them when I got them, and I potted them all up. And they through the winter sometime is when I or maybe early in the spring is when I got these. So that's how much they grow in that amount of time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly cut back the main stuff that I'm going to use. I'm going to need to pot up a few of these that's got the roots coming out of the bottom. So when I'm pruning these, I'm thinking of what will be good for cuttings and also how am I going to leave a healthy plant. And I think that's a pretty healthy size to leave right there. This one here, that's got a nice shoot there coming off there. I think I might just trim that back to right above that and then leave that one like that. This one here, I think I'm going to trim it most of the way back too. Now the big dog, man, this thing here, you see all them roots, and I left a lot of the roots in the ground, so I'm going to leave, let's see, I'm going to cut it up back a good ways, but I'm going to leave quite a bit as well. So cut that branch there off. And there. So cut most of the branches off. And this one here is all scraggly everywhere. I think I'll just get it on there too, down to here, because that's just not a good thing to have there. So yeah, that's what we're left with, and that's, you know, that's plenty. Good amount. I almost need to just pot that up real quick before that root dries out. In fact, I'm going to go set it in some water real quick. Now, this was just this morning that I did all of these azalea cuttings, but you'll probably see this on a different day. So this is how I normally do this. So I just get all my cuttings down here and work down here. Much more difficult than doing it sitting down at the table. But here's what I'm going to do. I got one node there, then one. I think I'm just going to do like one node below the ground for the roots to take from, and then one node above the ground for it to branch out. I think that's going to be plenty. Main reason is because you can see I've just got a tiny bit of space left in my propagation frame, and I don't want it to like be huge cuttings growing off in here. So I probably should take and cut that off. I'll leave one leaf branch there. We'll see what that's going to look like there. All right. Same thing. Take the bottom node stuff off. There, I'll take one of those off. In fact, I'm going to take one plus part of that off there. Put them about 1 inch apart. Now this here is already wilting down to almost nothing. So I'm going to take both of those off. This probably will not grow, but I've been wrong before, so I'm going to try it. Put that in there, see what happens. And I'm just kind of trimming back a lot of the foliage, that way it doesn't have so much to try to feed. And I'm gonna I'm seeing I'm going to run out of space here. So I don't know what'll happen. All right, now this is different. So we got so I don't even know if I'll be able to keep it. I'm not even going to keep any of those leaves. That's just going to be one node, and then it'll have to spring forth new growth out of that node there. So it'll be interesting to see if that works like that. I think I'm going to have to do all of these bigger ones like that. These really should be done as hardwood cuttings, but it's not the right time of year for hardwood cuttings, so this is what we get. And that's, look how wilty that is already. I'm going to cut most of that off. And it's a good idea to kind of scar that down to the cambium layer. See that? Kind of just, you can take your thumbnail, do that mostly around the nodal area. Just kind of loosen that up. That helps that to stimulate it to grow. So I really hope these grow, because Deb's wanting to start making like elderberry syrups and jellies and whatever that stuff, all the different things you can make from elderberry. And then of course I'll have plants to sell as well. See, now that there is hardwood. Now I'm going to stick it back there anyhow. Might get something out of it. Some of these plants don't really need much trimmed off of. In fact, that one there, I'm not going to do anything to that one. Just take a look at all these. In fact, that one there, I just like the way that one looks. I'm going to leave that one. That one there too. So yeah, some of these that didn't root down into the ground, they didn't really do a whole lot. So I mean, that's fine. Now that had a little bit of just a tiny bit of root was starting to take off. We got dead. I'm just going to trim back that deadness there. In fact, I'm going to trim that there. I'm not even going to use that as cutting. This here doesn't look very good either. I'm going to trim that off. Pull that good. And then we got this one here looks kind of bushy. I think I'll let's see, I need 3 or 4 more cuttings to finish out that row. So what I think I'll do is I'll not cut any off of that. I'll take this one. So this one's kind of weird how this branch comes here and over there. That's just awkward. I'm going to cut that branch off. And I'll take and cut that there, leave just a leaf or 2 there, stick that in there. That'll be a good one. And this one here, I think I'll just make it as a cutting on its own. Okay, I got room for 1 more cutting here at the end. In fact, I could probably put 1 over here, so I could put 2 more cuttings. Do that, see what we got here. Yeah, I think I'll just take this right here and cut that into 2 cuttings. And there. Over there. So just so that we can check back in the spring and see how many of these survived, and let's first of all count how many we got. Cuttings we got out of those 11 plants. So that's, and it needed done. I needed to trim those back. So it was a necessary thing, but why throw away 38 new plants, or a possibility of 38 new plants? So of course, you know, when you're going to trying to start a nursery, you want to have plants to be able to sell, and you don't want to buy plants to sell. That cuts into profit, right? So anyhow, there's that. All right, got those watered in. I like to do that so that sand gets all down around the stems of those and gives it good contact with the ground. So now I'm able to shut these glass so that we can have good humidity build up in there. Okay, so I just got 38 elderberry cuttings done, and now I'm going to go pot up a couple of these elderberries so I don't lose those, because those are some really healthy plants. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and quickly pot up this elderberry that's got these crazy roots. Probably going to have to cut this pot so that it'll come out, but I don't want to lose this plant because, man, that's a good plant, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pot that up. I got this larger size pot to put it in here. So here we go. So let's see if that cut it loose enough where I can pull that out. Oh yeah, look at that. And I can still use the pot. Look at that. All right. All right, there we go. I'll water that in. All right, so here we got another one, and it's not nearly as bad. I think I'll be able to get it broken out of there. Not too bad. Yeah, there we go. All right, there's another one. All right, here we got another one that got some roots coming out. I'll find a little bit bigger pot for that one. In fact, look at how much space I've got up on the top of that pot. I wonder if I could just reuse this pot. I think I will. I think that's what I'll do. So I'll put some soil down in there. Boom. Set it right back down there. I think that'll at least help it out, you know. See if I can get some stuff down in the sides there. All right, y'all. Okay, so I got the few of those elderberries potted up that needed potted up. The ones that didn't need potted up, I didn't pot up. Okay, so here we are, taking a look at the ones that we've got that we potted up. I potted up the rest of those without showing you. But here we go. That's what we got. They're all looking pretty good. Let's get a close-up on them so you can kind of see. They've all... Actually, it looks like they've probably sprouted out some since then. I can't really remember what they looked like, but it looked that one there's sprouting from the ground. They're from the root or from the base. So they're all looking pretty good. So there we go. So that's the update on those, what they look like. Okay, so now let's take a look at the cuttings that we did, that we stuck in there. I think, if I remember, there was like 38 maybe, 30 some cuttings in there, and I really don't know what I haven't dug any up. I have no idea. You're gonna see it with me here. So let's just take a look. Okay, so now I don't know what it was like when I did that, but I think since then I have emptied out the propagation flame and totally filled it back up. I've got this whole propagation area totally filled up. So let me try to get this opened up. Oh yeah. Okay, so here we go. Got the elderberry down there. Let me see if I can get in there. And I'm gonna pull. You can see they're all, as if I remember right, I stripped most of the leaves off of these. Pretty sure I did. We'll have to go back and look at the video. Of course, you've probably already seen the video by now. But I'm pretty sure I stripped the leaves off of them things. And you can see we've got leaves again. In fact, this one here is so big it's up against the glass up there. So I'm going to pull one of these up. I don't really want to destroy them because elderberry is kind of a big seller nowadays. And I don't want to mess things up. In fact, let me get a scoop or something so I can kind of loosen the loosen the roots. Hold on a second. Okay, let's get down in here where we can get to something. Let's see here. I'm just going to randomly pick one right here. I imagine they're all about the same growth stage, so let me reach down there and pull that one up, see if we got any. Okay, yeah, so we don't have a lot of roots right there, but it's been 5 weeks, and you can see we've got growth now, and we've got roots. So I'm just going to stick that right back in there because I don't want that one to die. I want them all to live. And pack that back in there. We're just going to assume, since everything looks lively and everything, we're just going to assume that they're all taking root, or at least in the process of taking root. So yeah, that's the update right there, just 5 weeks later. Okay, I just want to do one more. Let's see where we did that. That one's right there next to it. Let's kind of loosen that one up. I just want to see another one. Oop, I felt roots break off of that. That's what happens when you do that. So yeah, we got some pretty decent roots, pretty good growth. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that all of that growth, except for maybe that leaf there that's not focusing. I'm pretty sure all of that is new growth. So yeah, so yep, I'm thinking we're doing pretty good. All right, so there you have it. Just a little bit, quick demonstration of what it takes to propagate some elderberry. And so what I'd like for you to do is keep watching on the Finally Home in Bama channel for Deb. She's going to do a video of why you would want to propagate elderberry. So I did the how-to. She's going to do the why-to, because there is so many health benefits for elderberry. It's like a healing kind of well, I'm not even going to get into it because she's the pro on that part, the why-to. So anyhow, and she'll probably show you eventually, once we get these things growing next year with the berries, she'll show you how to make the syrups and the jams and what, I don't even know what all they make with it. But anyhow, there's all kinds of great, crazy, cool stuff that you can do with it. So anyhow, check that out. Check that the Finally Home in Bama site out. Make sure you like and subscribe here, because we're just starting out. We need all of those, the subscribing, and comment down below. All that helps the algorithm and help this video get out there to help more people. And anyhow, I thank you for hanging out with me, and make sure you keep your thumbs brown. Of course, mine aren't today. I just got home from church to do this little ending thing here, or whatever this part of the video. But man, keep your thumbs in the dirt, keep them dirty, and I will catch you on the south side. God bless.